Everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Susan. Today's class, we're going to be focusing on doing some balancing things. But to start with, we're just going to get nice and settled here in our mountain pose, Tadasana, feeling our feet grounded into the earth. Imagine your feet were square boxes and each one of those four corners of the box, I guess it would be a rectangular box, not a square box. Anyway, each one of the four corners is rooted into the earth, standing nice and tall. Let's take a breath in, sigh the breath out, and let's do that twice more. Nice long breath in through your nose, sigh the breath out. One more time, this time let's move our arms along with it, breathing in, and breathing out. Just kind of swing side to side a little bit. And then we're going to come into what is called chair pose. We're sitting in an invisible chair. So bending our knees, sitting in an invisible chair, bringing your arms up. Now your arms don't have to come up that far. Maybe they're just up a little bit, maybe a little bit more. And you're sitting into this invisible chair with the weight back in your heels. So it's not forward, it's back. We're going to stay in our chair as we swing our arms to one side and back up. And then swing our arms to the other side and back up. Let's do this a couple times. Swinging our arms to the side, keeping in your chair, swinging to the other side. Let's do each side one more time, staying in your chair. One more time, and coming back up. All right. Okay, we're going to, face this way for this next thing. We're coming into a forward fold. So we're just going to hang forward. Letting yourself just kind of hang forward. You can have a bend in your knees here, letting your head hang down, holding forward, letting yourself just kind of hang like a rag doll, maybe holding your elbows here, swaying side to side. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put our hands down, framing one of our feet, and bring the other foot back. So we're in what's called a runner's lunge here, with our hands framing our feet, or one of our feet. So I'm starting with my right foot forward. We're doing both sides, so it doesn't matter. But let's say your right foot is forward, your left foot is back. Then keeping your left hand down, raise your right arm up. So we're doing a twist. And then we're going to see if we can, keeping our arms like a T shape, rise up into a little twisting thing here. All right, very good. And then let's come back to front, lifting both arms up, taking a breath here, and then stepping our feet together at the top of our mat. I just realized I'm going to run out of a little bit of space, so sorry about that. Move that over. All right. Sorry, move this back too. Oh man. Okay. All right, moving right ahead here. Okay, we're going to inhale, bringing our arms up, and exhaling, coming into that fold again, folding down again, letting ourselves hang down again. And then we're going to come into our chair, bending our legs, bringing our arms forward. Face this way now, sorry. And we're going to do that little sweeping thing again. Sweeping to one side, bringing our arms up, but staying in your chair with your legs. Sweeping our arms to the other side, staying in your chair with your legs. Sweeping to one side, back up, the other side, back up. Let's do each side again, sweeping, and one more time, and back up. All right, we're going to go to the front of our mat again. Well, you were probably still there, maybe you weren't, but we're going to rise our arms up and then forward fold down. We're going to frame the other foot this time. So whichever foot you had forward before, have the other one forward now. And the other leg comes back. We're in this runner's lunge again. This time I have my left foot forward, so I have my right hand down to the ground, and I'm going to bring my left arm up, twisting to the side. Now, pushing into your foot, lifting up, coming into this twisting thing, like we did on the other side, and then coming, bringing our hands forward, and stepping our feet back together. All right, very good. Let's take a couple breaths here. Okay, very nice. We're going to come into tree pose now. Tree is a good balancing thing. We're going to start with our hands at our heart. We'll bend one knee, opening our knee to the side. Now, I want to close and open our knee a few times so you can see the difference. So, bringing your knee forward, and then bringing your knee to the side. So for tree, our knee is to the side. Let's do that one more time. Bringing your knee forward. You're using your hip joint to open your knee to the side. Now here in tree, you can keep your foot at your ankle. You can move it up to your calf. If you're so inclined, you can move it up to your thigh, but just not on your knee. Let's hold this just a little bit longer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our knee forward and just lift our knee up. We're going to see if we can move into warrior three pose from here by bringing our foot back behind us. And I ran out of space, sorry. Oh. All right, so you have your knee lifted up. You're bringing your foot back behind you. Warrior three. And if you start to fall, it's okay. You catch yourself and then see if you can come into the warrior three pose with making a T shape with your body. We're going to put our hands down to the ground, coming into what's called standing splits. Now in standing splits, your leg doesn't have to be that, it doesn't have to be like all the way up like doing a standing split. It can just be partly up. And then we'll put our feet back together and come back to our mountain pose. All right, very good. We're going to do tree on the other side. So we have our hands at our heart. We're going to bend our knee, opening our knee to the side. Let's close it to the front, opening it to the side again. One more time, closing to the front and opening to the side, using your hip joint to bring your knee to the side. You can keep your foot at your ankle. You can move it to your calf. You can move it all the way to your thigh if you're able to. You could come into half lotus here in tree if you wish, however you want to do it, but just don't put pressure on your knee, on the standing leg knee. All right. Ooh, we can make some tree branches. All right, very good. Let's come back with our hands at our heart. We're going to lift our knee up. I'm going to face this way now, sorry. All right, we're going to lift our knee up. And then we're going to see if we can bring our foot back behind us, straightening your leg. See if you can come into the warrior three on this side. If you can't quite, oh, it's okay. Just try to do it again. If you fall out of it, just try to do it again, making this warrior three shape. And then we'll put our hands down. We're doing that standing split thing again. And then we're putting our feet together, coming back to our mountain pose. All right, very nice. We're going to do a couple of things now on the ground. But first, let's come to the top of our mat. We'll inhale, bringing our arms up. Exhaling with a swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, let's put both of our hands down to the mat, step back with one leg and then the other. So we're in plank. And now here in plank, let's try this. We're going to take our left hand and touch our right shoulder, putting it down, and then our right hand and touch our left shoulder and put it down. Let's do this a couple times. So we're touching opposite shoulders. Oh, let's do it one more time each side. And then we'll come to a tabletop. So we are on our hands and knees here in our tabletop position. Let's do a couple cat-cow. So we're arching our back up, cat, coming through our shoulders for the cow. Let's do that again. Making our cat, and then our cow. One more time, we have our cat and our cow. All right. Let's lift our left arm up so it's lifted up alongside our head. You can be looking down at your mat. We're keeping our left arm lifted up nice and straight. While that's lifted up, we're going to lift up our right leg. So it's opposite sides, left arm, right leg. See if you can get some energy flowing from your fingertips to your foot. You can have a flexed foot here. And you're looking down at your mat. And then we'll come back to our tabletop. Let's do the other side. So our right arm is out nice and long, alongside your ear. Hand facing forward like you're going to shake somebody's hand like we used to in the olden days. And then maybe bring up your left leg now. So your right arm is out, left leg, opposite sides. Your left foot can be flexed. Getting some energy from your fingertips to your heel. All right, very good. And we'll put that back down. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, come into a downward facing dog. And here in downward dog, let's bend one knee and straighten the other. And then switch. Thinking about pushing away the floor. Bringing the weight more back in your heels here in downward facing dog. And we'll just walk up to our hands and rise up to standing. All right, we're going to do this other tree variation. It's called fig tree. We'll have one arm out like a half of a T. The other arm is up like a half of a Y. And then we'll bring this leg out. So it's like you're making a diagonal line. All the weight is over on the leg that's not out to the side. And we're going to lift this toe up off the ground. We're going to lift it up for the count of 10. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back to our mountain. All right, let's do the other side now. So this arm is out like a half of a T. This is a half of a Y. And then this leg comes out to make that diagonal line. We'll lift that toe up off the ground, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, very good. Back to our mountain. Now what we're going to do is take our left hand, face your thumb so it points backwards. Put all your weight onto your right foot. Lift up your left foot behind you and grab the inside edge of your foot. We're going to come into what's called dancer pose. This arm can just be out straight, and you're going to see if you can push your foot into your hand and come forward a little bit. So however far forward works for you, doesn't have to be super far, however far you want to come. And then we'll come back to our mountain and we'll do the other side. So now we're turning this hand, so our thumb points backwards. All the weight now will be on this other side. We're going to bend our knee and reach back for the inside of our foot. So you're reaching for the inside arch of your foot. And again, you can have this hand out, bringing your leg up, pushing your foot into your hand here. All right, very nice. Dancer pose. And then come back to mountain. Okay, so we're coming back down to the floor again. So let's come to the top of our mat. Inhaling up, looking up, exhaling, swan dive down. Inhale halfway up, exhale, hands to the ground. And we'll step back with one leg and then the other, lowering our knees to the ground and then just coming to a seated position. Okay, very good. We're going to come to our back. So here on our back, we're going to have our arms out like a T shape with both of our palms down into the earth. So you have your palms into the earth. We're bending our knees, bringing our knees in towards our body, and then bringing both knees over to let's bring them over to the left to start with. So both of your arms are down to the earth. It's your knees going over to the side, a spinal twist, keeping your upper back and shoulders still on the ground. And then if you want, if your knees are to the left, you can turn your head to the right. So your head turns the opposite way from your knees. And we'll just hold this just a little bit more. And then we'll bring both of our knees up, keeping your arms as they are. We'll bring both of our knees over to the right this time. And maybe they reach the ground or maybe they don't. They don't have to. But you can turn your head to the left. If your knees are not reaching the ground, you might want to put like a block or something under your knees. Or you could just let them hang out there in the air. Up to you. And we'll just hold that just a little bit more on this side. We'll come back with both knees and coming into a little ball. Let's take a breath in and then a breath out and come into just a little short savasana today because we're going to be doing a little extra breathing thing today at the end. So for now though, we'll take a nice breath in and sigh our breath out. Feeling yourself kind of melting into the earth. Let's do that one more time. Taking a breath in and sighing it out. So now it's your choice. Either stay here in Savasana or join me in a little breathing thing we're going to do. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll onto one side, and come into a seated position. So whatever's comfortable for you, we're going to do something called alternate nostril breathing because we're working on balance today and supposedly this balances the two sides of your body. So if you feel comfortable putting your hand on your fingers on the outside of your nose, we'll use our hand. Otherwise, you could just do it using your imagination. But say you are using your hand. We'll put our thumb on I have my right hand here. I'm putting my thumb on my right nostril and breathing in through my left. And then putting my, that would be my left index finger on my left nostril and breathing out through the right. Then you breathe in through the right nostril, close that side and breathe out through the left. And continue like that. I'm going to do it without my hand, so it's a little harder to not actually physically close the nostrils. But let's try it again, breathing in through, let's say, your left nostril, and breathing out through your right. And then breathing in through your right, and breathing out through your left. Breathing in through your left. And out through your right. And then breathing in through your right. And out through your left. You can continue like that as long as you wish. This will be the end of our class. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope that you come again. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Bye now.